Welcome to the second episode of National Social Justice Radio with your host Daniel Gibbons. Today we will be building on our last episode and discussing the benefits of a new system built through a national bank. This system is called corporatism. Corporatism has a dual meaning these days, often presumed to mean the circumstances where large businesses has undue influence over the government. But I don't refer to this kind of corporatism, but rather the original meaning. Corporatism is an economic structure focused upon the collaboration of classes. Corporatism, by way of promoting class collaboration, is an inherently nationalistic system as it encourages the organic cooperation of all peoples within a nation to achieve mutual benefit. Most simply, it aims to achieve two things. One, it pairs the power of employees and the employers, and enables them to coexist in a truly cooperative relationship, with neither having more power over the other. And two, it alters democracy away from being based upon geography to being based upon profession. The way corporatism equalizes the power of employees and employers and promotes collaboration and cooperation is by creating what is called a corporate that manages the affairs of an economic sector, including industrial relations and regulation. The corporation is made up of an assembly that is split into three groups: democratically elected employee representatives, democratically elected employer representatives, and a government-appointed consumer representative. The employee and the employer representatives work together to pass regulatory framework to manage the economic sector that they are members of. All industrial relation disputes will be managed through the corporation. Matters of pay, entitlements, leave, etc. for employees will be managed through bargaining within the corporation. This equalization of power enables a mutually beneficial relationship as employees and employers build greater understanding for one another through their constant interaction and discussion over matters. The consumer representative is a government-appointed representative who represents the interests of the greater public so as to ensure the corporation doesn't begin collaborating against the interests of the nation or directly against the interests of another corporation. Then, above this, there will be a National Economic Council, within which we have relevant ministers of the government, the Prime Minister, and representatives from all of the corporates. This council will focus on the more general direction of the national economy and handle issues relating to the interaction of corporations with each other and the function of the economy. It will be one of the primary ways the government will give soft guidance on the direction of the economy, as well as a direct method for the private sector, both employees and employers, to interact with the government. This balance plays perfectly to enabling a robust and fair economic structure. The things that can be achieved through this system are countless, but importantly, I will explain how this system can be connected with the national bank. As corporations will manage all the affairs of an economic sector, the corporation will collaborate with the national bank in order to achieve sustainable economic growth. I remind the listener that the profit motive has been stripped from the national bank. The only motive now is achieving productivity within the economy. The national bank and the corporations will be in constant discussion with one another about the direction of the economy and where the national bank can provide loans to boost productivity. As the national bank manages the nation's financial transactions, its capacity to identify trends, expanding and shrinking sectors, and the general status of the economy will be unparalleled. It is truly a system of the 21st century, as our massive, modern processing power will allow for powerful economic models to capture all of the economic data and then be utilized to make decisions on when and where to make loans for companies and individuals. Collaboration between the national bank and the corporations will build an economy that has very, very low inflation, that does not have boom and bust cycles, that grows only at a rate the economy should grow, ensures debt does not spiral out of control, and completely liberates the country of usury. This system enables us to continue trading with the global economy, but also insulates us from the extremely harmful financial contagion that can wreak havoc globally when financial terror strikes. This system, I am convinced, is the ideal system for Australia. We have the capacity to install it better than almost any country in the world. We are rich in resources, food, advanced labour and intellectual capacity. We merely need to have the will to achieve it. Thank you for listening. This has been Daniel Gibbons at National Social Justice Radio, and be sure to tune in for our next episode.